Our oceans, once teeming with life, are facing an unprecedented crisis: waste. Every year, millions of tons of debris, much of it plastic, find their way into these vital ecosystems. The consequences are dire, impacting marine life, polluting our waters, and threatening the health of our planet. The statistics are alarming. By 2050, it is projected that plastic waste in our oceans will outweigh the fish that inhabit them. This waste originates from various sources, each contributing to the growing problem. Industrial activities, often in pursuit of profit, discharge a toxic cocktail of chemicals, pollutants, and manufacturing byproducts into our waters. Households, too, play a role, with improperly discarded plastics, packaging, and other materials making their way into waterways and eventually the ocean. The globalized nature of our world means that even the most remote corners of our oceans are not immune. Shipping and logistics, while vital to our interconnected world, contribute significantly to the problem through lost cargo, discarded fishing gear, and other debris. The sheer scale of the problem is daunting. Over 80% of marine pollution originates from land-based sources, a stark reminder that our actions on land have far-reaching consequences. Untreated sewage, agricultural runoff laden with pesticides and fertilizers, and industrial discharges all contribute to the degradation of our marine environments. The time for action is now. We must confront this challenge head-on, acknowledging the interconnectedness of our actions and their impact on the health of our oceans. The future of our planet, and indeed our own survival, depends on it. The industrial sector, while a cornerstone of modern society, bears a heavy responsibility for the dire state of our oceans. The rapid growth of industries has led to an increase in the production of goods, but it has also resulted in a significant rise in waste and pollution. Driven by a relentless pursuit of profit, many industries prioritize short-term gains over the long-term health of our planet. This often means cutting corners on waste management and environmental protection measures. Their practices result in a constant stream of pollutants entering our waterways, ultimately accumulating in the ocean. These pollutants include a variety of harmful substances such as heavy metals, chemicals, and non-biodegradable materials. One of the most egregious offenders is the textile industry. This sector is notorious for its environmental impact, particularly in developing countries where regulations may be lax or poorly enforced. Textile dyeing, a process essential to the vibrant colors of our clothing, is the second largest polluter of water globally. The dyes and chemicals used in this process are often toxic and can cause severe damage to aquatic ecosystems. The chemicals used in these processes often end up discharged into rivers and streams, contaminating water sources and harming aquatic life. This contamination can lead to the death of fish and other aquatic organisms, disrupting the entire ecosystem. Shockingly, a staggering 85% of all textiles produced end up in landfills each year, leaching harmful dyes and chemicals into the environment. This not only pollutes the soil and water, but also contributes to the growing problem of landfill waste. But the textile industry is just one piece of the puzzle. Manufacturing plants, chemical processing facilities, and other industrial operations all contribute to the problem. Each of these sectors has its own set of pollutants and environmental challenges. Manufacturing plants, chemical processing facilities, and other industrial operations all contribute to the problem. Heavy metals, persistent organic pollutants, and other toxic substances are routinely discharged into our waters, often with little regard for the long-term consequences. Heavy metals, persistent organic pollutants, and other toxic substances are routinely discharged into our waters, often with little regard for the long-term consequences. These substances can remain in the environment for years, causing ongoing damage. These pollutants have a devastating impact on marine ecosystems. They can cause the death of marine plants and animals, reduce biodiversity, and alter the natural balance of these environments. They accumulate in the food chain, poisoning marine life and ultimately threatening human health. When humans consume contaminated seafood, they are exposed to these harmful substances, which can lead to serious health issues. Coral reefs, often referred to as the rainforests of the sea, are particularly vulnerable to pollution. These delicate ecosystems are home to a vast array of marine life and play a crucial role in the health of our oceans. The delicate balance of these ecosystems is disrupted by industrial waste, leading to coral bleaching, disease, and ultimately death. The loss of coral reefs has far-reaching consequences for marine biodiversity and coastal communities. Addressing this crisis requires a fundamental shift in how we approach industrial production. We need to adopt more sustainable practices that minimize waste and reduce the environmental impact of industrial activities. We must move away from a linear take, make, dispose model towards a circular economy that prioritizes sustainability, waste reduction, and the responsible use of resources. This shift is essential for protecting our planet and ensuring a healthy future for generations to come. The crisis of ocean waste is not solely the responsibility of large corporations and industries. It is a shared burden that extends to every household. Every piece of plastic we use and discard contributes to this growing problem, making it imperative for each of us to take responsibility for our actions. Our daily choices, often driven by convenience and a culture of disposability, have far-reaching consequences for the health of our oceans. The single-use items we rely on for their ease and practicality are the very things that are choking our marine ecosystems. Plastic in its various forms is a ubiquitous presence in our lives. It is found in almost every product we use, from packaging to everyday household items, making it a significant part of our waste stream. From single-use water bottles and food packaging to plastic bags and disposable cutlery, our reliance on this material has created a global waste management challenge. The convenience of these items comes at a steep environmental cost. While recycling programs exist, they're often inadequate, and a significant portion of plastic waste ends up in landfills or escapes into the environment. The limitations of current recycling systems mean that much of our plastic waste is not properly managed. Once in the environment, plastic persists for centuries, slowly breaking down into smaller and smaller pieces known as microplastics. These tiny particles are nearly impossible to remove and continue to accumulate over time. These microplastics permeate our oceans, infiltrating the food chain and posing a significant threat to marine life. Fish and other marine animals ingest these particles, which can lead to serious health issues and even death. Sea turtles mistake plastic bags for jellyfish, their primary food source, leading to starvation and death. The ingestion of plastic can block their digestive tracts, causing them to feel full and eventually starve. Seabirds, their stomachs filled with plastic debris, are unable to feed their young, resulting in population decline. The presence of plastic in their nests and feeding grounds disrupts their natural behaviors and endangers their survival. But it is not just plastic that poses a threat. Other types of household waste, such as electronic waste and hazardous materials, also contribute to environmental pollution. Chemicals used in our homes, from cleaning products to personal care items, also find their way into our waterways. These substances can be toxic to aquatic life and disrupt the delicate balance of marine ecosystems. These chemicals, often designed to be persistent and effective, can have unintended consequences for aquatic life, disrupting hormone systems and impacting reproductive success. The long-term effects of these pollutants are still being studied, but the evidence is clear that they pose a serious threat. Reducing our household waste requires a conscious effort to rethink our consumption habits. By making small changes in our daily lives, we can collectively make a significant impact on reducing waste. We must embrace the principles of reduce, reuse, and recycle, opting for reusable alternatives, minimizing our reliance on single-use plastics, and properly disposing of waste. By doing so, we can help protect our oceans and ensure a healthier planet for future generations. In our increasingly interconnected world, the shipping and logistics industry plays a vital role in facilitating global trade and connecting distant corners of the globe. Every day, thousands of ships traverse the world's oceans, carrying everything from electronics to food supplies, making modern life as we know it possible. However, This essential industry comes at a significant environmental cost, contributing substantially to the growing problem of ocean waste. The vast amounts of waste generated by shipping activities often end up in the ocean, creating massive garbage patches that harm marine ecosystems. Lost cargo is a major concern. Each year, thousands of shipping containers are lost at sea, either due to severe weather conditions, accidents, or improper stowage. These containers, often filled with consumer goods, can float for years before sinking or washing ashore. Shipping containers, often carrying vast quantities of goods, can be lost at sea due to storms, accidents, or improper stowage. The loss of these containers not only represents a financial loss, but also poses a significant environmental threat. These containers, if not recovered, can break apart, releasing their contents into the ocean and posing a hazard to marine life. The materials inside can range from harmless items to toxic substances, all of which can disrupt marine ecosystems. In some cases, lost containers have been known to wash ashore years later, their contents scattered across coastlines. This debris can be harmful to local wildlife and can take years to clean up. Fishing gear, particularly nets and lines, is another significant source of ocean waste. These items, often referred to as ghost gear, continue to pose a threat long after they have been discarded. Discarded or lost fishing gear, often made of durable plastic materials, can persist in the environment for decades, entangling marine life and damaging sensitive habitats. The impact on marine biodiversity is profound, with countless animals suffering from entanglement and ingestion of plastic. This ghost gear, as it is often called, continues to fish indiscriminately, trapping and killing marine animals long after it has been abandoned. The ongoing capture of marine life by ghost gear is a silent but deadly threat to ocean health. The sheer scale of the shipping industry exacerbates the problem. With thousands of ships crisscrossing the oceans daily, the cumulative impact of lost cargo and waste is staggering. With billions of tons of cargo transported across our oceans each year, even a small percentage of lost or discarded materials can amount to a significant environmental hazard. The volume of goods moved by sea is immense, and the potential for environmental damage is equally large. The vastness of the ocean makes monitoring and enforcement challenging, allowing illegal dumping and irresponsible practices to go undetected. This lack of oversight means that harmful activities can continue unchecked, further degrading marine environments. Addressing this challenge requires a multi-pronged approach. Collaboration between governments, industries, and environmental organizations is essential to create effective solutions. Improving waste management practices within the shipping industry, implementing stricter regulations on cargo security, and developing biodegradable alternatives to traditional fishing gear are all crucial steps in the right direction. By taking these measures, we can work towards a more sustainable future for our oceans and the countless species that call them home.